Hey guys, Doran here, CEO and founder of Culture Matters. I'm here before you to talk today about Keller Williams, the best real estate company on earth, founding culture and economy for their agents, and the six personal perspectives that are the driving force to their leadership and their empowerment of their agents. The first being self-mastery. What does that mean? Knowing your authentic self. Who are you? What are your gifts? And how can you focus your energy on mastering them? Moving from unconsciously incompetent, meaning not knowing what you don't know, to consciously incompetent, meaning knowing that you don't know, to consciously competent, meaning being able to do so, to unconsciously competent, meaning being able to do without thought, being something, not wanting something. There's a book called Mastery by Robert Greene, where he dives into history, looking at how mentorship worked. And the time of building the cathedrals, on average, took 7 years of apprenticeship. That's over 10,000 hours is what he came up to, on average, to become unconsciously competent at something. Think about yourself driving a car. Are you thinking about anything related to driving? Not really. You've been driving for years now, so you are unconsciously competent at it. Well, 10,000 hours would be equivalent to working 40 hours a week for 5 years straight with no breaks and no procrastinating. So now we're realizing why it's important to figure out who you are, what your authentic self is, what you're great at, so you can double down on that. Does that make sense? Exactly. The second personal perspective, the 80-20 rule, or the Pareto law. Over 100 years ago, Vilfredo Pareto was an Italian scientist who made an observation that 20% of the seedlings produced 80% of the offspring. After much study and not a lot of feedback from anyone that was positive, he drew a hypothesis that this could be a universal law, almost an unchanging law of nature. Well, years later, it had been rediscovered after no one really did much about it. And fast forward to this day, the 80-20 rule is about understanding and is accepted in business and life that 20% of your actions will dictate 80% of your results. So going back to self-mastery, figuring out what you love and doubling down on the 20% of actions that are going to get you 80% of your results. The third Keller Williams personal perspective is working from E to P, meaning entrepreneurial to purpose. See, entrepreneurial is knowing what to do. It's doing the tasks necessary to be successful because we're in our comfort zone. Moving to P is similar to a lobster's journey. If you know anything about lobsters, as they grow, their shells grow, and eventually they grow so large and so uncomfortable, they've actually got to shed them. And only after they shed those shells do they become whole again and a better version of themselves. So part of achieving your goals, whatever they are and as high as they are, is about getting out of your comfort zone, moving from entrepreneurial to purpose-driven. Understanding that the models and systems and the culture within yourself is going to get you there. Being uncomfortable and trusting and having faith that through commitment in all things, you cannot fail. The fourth Keller Williams personal perspective, making learning based a foundation of your action plan. Meaning involving yourself, immersing yourself in what's offered by this great company. That's all the trainings, that's all the leadership, that's all the coaching, but it's also what you do in your free time. There's 168 hours in a week. If we sleep 8 hours and we work 8 hours, well, we still have 8 hours a day. That's 56 hours a week. If we watch 40 hours a week, are we moving forward to our goal or backward to our goal? The state of California, there was a university that had a study, and it showed an hour a day of audiobooks driving your car over a year's time was equivalent to over a semester in college. What can we learn from that? Well, what we can learn is we have the time. It's all about allocating it to what will grow us each and every day. Remember, small daily acts persisted over time will outdo the labor of Hercules. So the next time you want to read an entire book in one night and think you're going to absorb it all, take it step by step, 5 pages at a time, 1 page at a time. Because if we can get better every day, imagine where we could be a year from now, when we make learning-based a foundation of our action plan. The 5th Keller Williams personal perspective is remove limiting beliefs. Now, limiting beliefs are false evidence appearing real. You've heard me say that before, I hope. Meaning they are a figment of our imagination. And I would make the argument, the more you focus on the 4th perspective of Keller Williams, which is making of learning a foundation of your action plan, the broader your thinking is going to be, the higher you'll be able to succeed. Because remember, it's not that most people aim super high in life and miss. They usually aim too low and hit. So how often are you focused on growing so you can broaden your horizons, remove yourself of these limiting beliefs that are holding you back from what you're meant to do? The 6th Keller Williams personal perspective is accountability. Accountability is about understanding a mindset. There's a victim mindset and a change agent mindset. A victim mindset, they're not listening. They're not ready. They're defensive. They're waiting. They're the effect of their business, not the cause. A change agent is someone that is willing to learn, willing to listen to understand, not to reply, willing to stay accountable, make sacrifices, and take massive amounts of action to grow every day, to master their self, to focus on the 20% that gets them 80% results, to move from their comfort zone to their uncomfortable zone, which is their purpose, and to destroy the competition. Those are the 6 Keller Williams personal perspectives. Self-mastery, the 80-20 rule, working from E to P, making learning a foundation of your action plan, removing limiting beliefs, and being accountable. Focus on one of these 1 week at a time and see where you're going to be in 6 months, 6 weeks, or 6 years. I wish you the best.